Hello. Live again. I'm a little early this morning. So nobody's here yet. I'm hoping to have one or two of my friends show up today. And that's the business of live streams, I think. Um, in today's broadcast, I wanted to talk about learning English when you're older. Because all of us here are a little older. We're all adults, right? And so that's going to be the topic today. I don't want to get started here until the official start time, so we still have a couple minutes. But I just wanted to warm up my voice, finish my coffee. Yeah, I'm drinking out of a plastic cup. I'm traveling, so I wish I had a metal one, but I just this one I use to sometimes make my shakes, so it comes in handy to do my coffee as well in the same thing. Probably shouldn't though, right? It's plastic. I think it's okay though. It's probably food. It must be food grade plastic. If you would like to think, I don't know. Depends on where it's made, maybe. I don't see anybody here yet, but I think I might have one of my friends, Veeder, might join for a little bit. We'll see here. At least have one person to talk to would be good, right? But the idea today is, even though, if I don't get many people joining the live streams, which I don't expect to, but it's good to still, talk to you guys about a topic or something, so that if you do want to watch the live stream, at least you're getting some valuable information. Looks like, Veter's here. Hey, bro. Can you see me okay? Yes, I can see you. You're here. Yeah, I can see you writing in the chat. And the cool part is I can write back. Yeah, we can't see each other, but you can write anything you want in the chat. So, how's it going, Veeder? Are you headed to drive today in the Uber, or are you doing a different job today? So, for those of you that'll probably watch this live stream later, Veeder was a student of mine maybe 5 years ago, and on Cambly. And we became friends, and we've stayed friends throughout the years, through the trials and tribulations of life. So yeah, we've talked about lots of different things together over the years, and so he was kind enough to be my first live stream viewer. Congrats for that! You get the top fan award. There you go. You just earned yourself 75 UPX. It's not UPX. You won't be able to use it in Upland. But I don't know what you can do with it, but you just got 75 points. Congratulations, Veeder. Being my top fan, always supporting me. Yeah, so you're at home now. Yeah, and I guess the weekend's coming, right? Here in Japan, it's morning, 7:01 in the morning. So I can see the waves outside the ocean. Looks like it's possible the waves might be pretty big today. Yesterday, it was pretty much flat. There wasn't much for waves, but today there's some waves rolling in. So maybe the surfers will show up. And it's Saturday, so usually the surfers will show up. Yeah, 7 p.m. Yeah, in exactly 12 hours difference. So that's why in the future, I'm thinking, my streams probably will be in the mornings. Um, I'm not sure. I might try to push back my classes on Saturday or Sundays a little bit later, so I can do a stream maybe 7:30 to 8, and then 8 o'clock I can go um, into my regular classes, because that time's really popular. So that would mean that my students in Brazil, it's their evening, right? So yeah, I noticed that usually my classes in the morning, so I have a lot of people from Brazil in my classes. So yeah, just because it's their evening, they're done work, they're back home, right? So, anyways, let's get started with today's topic. Um, and I was going to talk about what I believe to be a misconception. Do you know what that word means, Peter? Misconception? How about conception? So, conception means you have an idea, and if you put miss in front of it as a prefix, so anytime you see miss, it means error or mistake. So a misconception is a mistake in the way you're thinking. So some people have a misconception, so a mistake in how they think, that when they get older, they can't learn, or it's not easy to learn. And it might be true, and it could feel true, but in reality, my belief is, and some scientists as well believe this, that it's not really has to do with your age. It's more the fact that when we're adults, we have a lot of things that we're thinking of. So think of like a child. What goes through their mind? What do you think a child thinks of every day when they wake up? I think they think of, or I know because I was once a child and I remember uh, cartoons, playing video games, eating, right? And that's probably about it. There's not a whole lot of things that kids go through kids' minds. But yeah, as they age, more responsibilities get put on them, right? As parents, we're like, okay, you need to start to learn how to do the laundry. You need to clean your room every week. Yeah, they have a free mind. Exactly. Exactly. So I like to think of it like this when my students in my classes say, oh, it's so hard to learn. I'm too old to learn a new language. I say to them, think of it like a memory card on a computer. When you first put it in the computer and you're loading stuff on it, it's fast, it's quick, it's easy, it's no problem. But as it starts to fill up with data, it starts to slow down. And so I think that most of my students that are studying with me, they're pretty busy. Like I have an example. I just had a student this morning. She wrote me a message and said, hey, I'm feeling better, but I'm working until the 19th. So, you know, she can't do classes because she's busy. She's busy working. So, if it was a child, more than likely your parents would have you, set up to do a certain class at a certain time, and that's it. And that's what you focus on. But as adults, it's kind of like we focus on everything else around us, and we have trouble focusing on the thing that we need to study to improve ourselves. We don't have time. We have very little time. We're already working. Viter's a perfect example, right? You recently discovered that, having the ability to speak some English helped you in your job. And that's, what we eventually realized, or most of my students are, studying with me because they've realized if I can speak some English, I can do better in different things. I can understand conversation, I can improve my business, I can improve sales, whatever it is, right? English can be a very powerful tool. I'm just lucky, born and raised in Canada with English as my native language. So, some of us, Peter, you're born by the beach, so you can just go to the beach whenever you want. So you're lucky in that way. Um, and I suppose Portuguese you could use in Portugal, and I think there's a country in Africa that speaks Portuguese, right? So, you could use your Angola. Yeah, you could use your language in other countries, right? Um, Me personally, I feel like Spanish and English are very, very useful languages. Spanish has been great for me. I've been to Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Colombia, Peru. I was in Spain many, many, many years ago, but um, I didn't speak Spanish at that time. Mexico, been to Mexico when I learned to speak Spanish, and it was awesome. Made a huge difference. So can do the same thing, English. Once you start, like Vitor, you just found out the other day, right? You had a customer, he could only speak English. I think he said he was from Nigeria or something. And, being able to speak to him in the transport, what is great feeling. Um, I have the opposite happening to me. I'm in Japan. Yesterday, the owner here took me to the grocery store in her car. She didn't bring her translator. I did, but she was driving. And so it doesn't help because I can say something to her in Japanese using my translator, but she can't answer me. So it's okay that they can hear or figure out what I'm trying to ask, but I don't understand them. So it happened to me yesterday too with the cleaning lady. She's speaking freely in Japanese to me, thinking that I can speak Japanese, and I can't, and I don't understand a single word she's saying. It's frustrating. It's frustrating. So having the ability to understand, even if it was basic English, and understand some commands or some wishes is really, really helpful, really amazing. So, anyways, the point of the live stream was to say to you guys that if you're frustrated and feel like it's your age, and that's why you can't, you can't learn, I believe it's not that. There's theorists out there that say that children from a certain age range, we're just adapted, or we have the instinct to form some sort of communication. And they see that in animals, they see that in children that are born that can't speak. They still use some form of communication, and it happens really quickly. But I've had people, say to me, oh, my child's in school and they learned, our language that we speak in the home. Maybe they're Korean or something. They've learned Korean and they're in an English school and they've learned English too. And it's amazing. I can't even learn a couple of words in another language, but my child is learning everything. Still, for me, goes back to the fact that children can concentrate a lot and they can be forced to learn something. Adults, you can't force us to learn anything. We have choices that we can make. We can decide to do other things, right? I can say to an adult, let's have a class tomorrow at this time, and they can tell me anything they want. And it's not like I'm going to say, no, you have to come to the class. Oh my goodness. Here's one of those dangerous Japanese centipedes. I'm going to show you guys. I wanted to see one of these. So that thing is not a good thing. I think they call them 1,000 feet or something like that. Oh, he's going under the door. All right. That was crazy. He's a new guest. A new guest. I'm not sure what I'm going to do with him, but I have to keep an eye on him. Apparently, they can bite you. and the bite is, oh, he's coming right for me. Yes, he's coming over to my seat. I don't think he can see me. Thankfully, they don't move fast. Apparently, they say they do move fast. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do. I'll just keep an eye on him. Lift my feet up. Did you see it, Peter? The crazy looking, right? He's behind my seat now. He's just doing his thing. I don't really want to touch him because he's not that big. They get actually really, really, really big. It's so strange here. The other day I was thinking, like 2 days ago, I would love to see one of these for real because I've seen pictures and I've heard people talk about them, but I've never seen one. And it's weird that it just appears for me. Another life's bucket list checked off. I've seen centipedes before, but small ones. I've never seen a centipede that big, and I know that that's a small one for that species. They can get huge, massive. And to think I had my shoes out here just the other day, I left my shoes sitting out here, and I started thinking to myself, it's out on the patio. Yeah, La Cria, something like that, right? In Spanish, I think they call them mil pies. Yeah, centipede in English means the same thing. I think centipede is Latin. Centa, right, would probably be 70 maybe or 100 or something in Latin. And then pede is probably feet. So same idea, name comes from the Latin language, I would imagine. He's just chilling in the corner, so I don't know what I'll do. Apparently they can run really fast. So I would imagine that if I try to move him, he'll take off somewhere. But once I'm going to do 20 minutes on this live stream. And once I hit the 20-minute mark, I'll probably go and try to move my new friend outside. Yeah. So, do you have centipedes in Brazil? I guess so, right? But do you have dangerous ones? This thing can bite you. They're venomous. They bite you, and then you can get really sick from it, apparently. If you search Japanese centipede, you'll see it in the Google search. And these ones are special that way. I think they're a little more dangerous. I think it is the Japanese centipede. I'm pretty sure because I've seen lots of things. Let's see here if that's true. Let me look real quick. I'll put, what should I put? It is the Japanese centipede dangerous? Yes. The Japanese centipede is considered dangerous, primarily because its venomous bite is extremely painful. While a bite is rarely fatal to healthy adults, it can cause severe symptoms and warrants medical attention, especially for children or individuals with allergies. Crazy, I have a venomous animal beside me right now. But I think like the chickens would definitely go after those, right? Which is really crazy. I don't know if a chicken could eat. I'm not sure if a chicken can eat one of these. Maybe. He's just doing his thing, chilling out. It's crazy that he got in here because everything is sealed shut. So I'm not sure how he managed that, but it's a warning to me. It's a warning to me, right? That I have to be a little bit careful with my things. In the city, I don't think you would see one of those, but I would bet if I told the lady, the owner of this place, if I told her there was a centipede, I should have taken a picture of it. She would probably be shocked. Maybe or maybe not, but they probably don't see a lot of those around. I don't imagine him staying in here because whatever they eat, he's not going to find it in here. It's really clean and there's nothing in here, no bugs or anything like that. So, oh my God, he's crawling up the wall. What? Wow. Amazing. Yeah, I don't know if he'll come back or not, but yeah. So, Vitor, what are your plans later tonight? You're just gonna rest, right? Do you go to work tomorrow morning? It's Saturday morning here already, so I have a bunch of classes. I will record a video when my chickens eat one of them. Yeah, okay. Yeah, I know chickens are awesome at just eating all the bugs, right? It's pretty common I remember when I was in Ecuador and every single house had chickens. And I remember thinking to myself, oh my God, why does everybody have chickens? And then I realized, sorry, I'm just trying to keep track of this guy. I don't want him to like come around my feet. Oh yeah, um, and then I remember thinking bugs. That's why everyone keeps chickens running around their house like free range because of all the spiders and the bugs and everything. So the chickens can eat all of that stuff. I think I've even seen videos of chickens eating snakes. Yeah, they're pretty monstrous. Well, chicken's like a little dinosaur, right? Oh, he's still in here. I thought he was going to go outside. I think he's looking. He's looking for a way back out. He realizes this is like a desert in here. So will you work tomorrow on the Uber? Is that the idea? Yeah, he's still searching. At least now I can see him. Pretty crazy that he walked from way over there, walked around me, went down that way, and now he's walking back where he came from. I think he's trying to find a way out. They're pretty uh, I think they can like flatten down or something. Yeah, he's totally looking for a way out. Oh, I think he's found it. No. I'm gonna go open the door for a second here. Hang on. Oh, no. He didn't take my invitation. He's gone. Yay! He's gone. I let him out. He knocked on the door with one of his feet. So I just realized there's a deck underneath, and the deck isn't sealed, and the deck leads exactly to the door. So probably not a good idea. They should have sealed the deck off that goes to the door, because all kinds of spiders and insects and stuff are going to go under that deck, and they'll come in here. So especially if you leave the door open. Yeah. All right. And you are sleeping near the floor. I know. That's what really shocks me. Really, really surprises me. The Japanese traditionally would sleep on the ground, on the really close to the ground. So that's very weird to me. Yeah, especially with having those things. How many people in history here in Japan died by getting bit by one of those things because they're sleeping on the ground? It's a little bit strange, but a centipede could easily crawl up the arm of a bed, probably if it wanted to. So, um, yeah, who was I talking to that got bit by something the other day? Yeah, yeah, it's pretty scary. When you sleep, there's no guarantees, right? I was sleeping once in Ecuador and I had a bat land on my face, like right here, a bat. And it scared, oh, it was so gross. Its wings felt cold and fleshy and wet. I don't know how to explain it, but that's scary because that bat could have easily bitten me. So it landed on my face, and I just immediately just grabbed something. I'm assuming by the wing, and I threw it, and I threw it against the wall. It killed it, and it landed on the floor. And I was like really, really sleepy, so I wasn't sure exactly what had happened. So I turned on the light, and when I turned on the light, there it was on the floor, dead. And I was like, oh my gosh, wow, a bat just landed on my face. So that was pretty creepy. Yeah, pretty creepy. Oh, and oh, we had a second viewer for a second, but then they disappeared. I was wondering who it was. Would have been good to see who showed up. Um, Sniper, bat, yeah, bat. You know, Batman. The black things that fly in the night. We call those bats. And sniper. No, if it was a sniper, he would have got me. Um, yeah. So, well, Vitor, I think I'm going to go and close this one off. It's been good though. I'm glad that you came, gave me some experience. I've done live streams before, so I kind of am used to it. But yeah, I'm gonna go and start my day. I've got lots of classes this morning to do. But thank you for coming. Thank you for showing up. And I'll let you know when I'm going to do the next one. I'm going to try to do them every week, probably at this time, maybe a little bit later, like 7:30 in the morning, because I think 7's a little early. Or sorry, 7 p.m. might be a tad early, maybe in Brazil, and a little early for people in Japan. So I'm thinking 7:30 is a little more reasonable. So probably in the future, I'll start doing my classes a little later, or my live streams from 7:30 to 8. Just 30 minutes, cover a topic, let people ask questions, and that's kind of the idea. Yeah. All right. All right, Vitor, thanks for showing up. And I'll see you. I'll talk to you in private a little bit. All right. Have a good night. Enjoy. Relax. And yeah, I'll talk to you. All right. See you. Bye for now.